Peace, family. I hope y'all are well and in good spirits. I have a special message today about Kwanzaa. So, someone had asked me to make a video about Kwanzaa. Shout out to you. Uh, and I figured, why not? I've been celebrating it for the last 4 years. Our family does not participate in Christmas for that amount of time as well, and it's been good to us. So I'm going to share a little bit of tips on how you can celebrate Kwanzaa as well. So yeah, let's hop into it. So just a little background about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a non-religious holiday similar to Christmas that started here in America, in North America, about in the 1960s, and so it's 7 days. So it's a 7-day long holiday. It starts from December 26th to January 1st, and each day represents a different principle. So today we are on the third day of Kwanzaa, so I'll speak about that principle in a little bit. But like I said, there's 7 principles, and each day represents a different principle. And then there's different things you do on certain days. Like on the 7th day, there's typically you have a big feast with your family. Karamu is what it's called, a feast. So the Kwanzaa is in the Kiswahili language. So Kwanzaa in the Kiswahili language means first fruits. So it represents harvest time, first fruits, which is harvest. So I just wanted to talk about how I celebrate it and how you could too, if you're just getting started. So like I said, we been celebrating it for about 4 years now, but it's not something that we went out and bought like decorations for, or we just didn't buy things. So like typically when you see Kwanzaa, you see a kinara, which is a candle holder, and it holds the 7 candles, which represents, each candle represents the different 7 principles. We still don't have a kinara. We still don't do like the typical Kwanzaa things, but we do participate in Kwanzaa. And I say that to say that I don't believe that folks should go out and just buy things. Kwanzaa is not about just having material things. Like now in the stores sometimes you'll see like Kwanzaa photo or Kwanzaa decorations and things like that, and that's cool, but it's like it kind of defeats the purpose of Kwanzaa if you're buying it from like a colonial store, or like a store where it doesn't support a black person. If that money's not going into a black person's pocket, then honestly I don't think you should buy decorations from like a Target or whatever it may be. Try to support a black person, because that's one of their the Kwanzaa principles. So I say that to say, don't go out and buy things. Don't feel like you need things for Kwanzaa. Just it's really about the values. And so let's just hop into those values. So the first principle is umoja. So umoja means unity. So unity within our family, unity within our nation, unity within our community as a whole. Unity. So umoja. The second principle is kuji chagalia. Kuji chagalia. Kuji chagalia is self-determination. So self-determination, we are determined to do for ourselves. We are determined to have our own stores. We're determined to, just self-determination on all terms. That's what kuji chagalia means. So the third principle is Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. So we are responsible for each other. We are responsible for our brothers and sisters. We collectively work together so that we all can be the best that we can be. So if we see one of our brothers or sisters down, it's our responsibility to make sure that we're doing for everyone, and that everyone is thriving. Everyone is thriving. So collective work and responsibility, which is Ujima. So the fourth principle is Ujama. So it's very similar. Ujama, which means cooperative economics. So like I said, support our own black businesses. We support our own. We are very intentional about that. So if you do have to go to like a Target, there's a lot of black brands that are in Target nowadays. You could do a quick Google search and look for them and try to support them. But again, we support our own stores. We are keeping our dollar within our community. Cooperative economics. So that's the fourth day. It means Ujima. So the fifth day is Nia. Nia means purpose. So purpose, we all have a purpose in life. It's our job to figure out what our purpose is and to act on it. So, Nia, which is purpose. That's the fifth day. The sixth day is Kumba. Kumba means creativity. So we are creative. We make sure that we're tapping into our creative power because we are truly creative beings. We make sure that we're not allowing things to kill our creativity. So Kumba, creativity. And the last principle on the seventh day is faith, which Imani is Imani. So Imani means faith. So we have faith within our race, within our nation, within our people. We have faith within ourselves. We have faith just overall, we have faith. We hold our faith. We keep on going. So those are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. And so, like I said, we don't do too much. We do activities here and there. If there's things going on around the city we may participate in. Last few years we did. Sometimes there's like drum and dance performances. Typically during that feast. That family feast that you have on the last day of Kwanzaa, you bring your family over, you have activities. We had a party one year. It was beautiful. We told folks we did like a little African garb, dress up in your African garbs, like a best dress contest. We had little activities for the children. Everybody was told to make a beaded bracelet before they left. We made lip balm and deodorant and things like that, so folks could take home with them. We had a African trivia, which was really fun. The family loved that. We had a talent show, so that was really fun. We did. And those are the type of things you could do with your family if you like. And there's tons of activities online that you could find if you need some inspiration. But like I said, Kwanzaa is not something that you're looking to, buy things for. There is Zawadi, which means gifts. So there is a day that you can exchange homemade gifts, like gifts that you make yourself with your family, and just like 1 or 2 items. It's not, we don't want to put our value into material things. We value the principles. That's what we live by. Those are the things that you want to take from Kwanzaa. And again, so some things that I do with my children is, all throughout the year we practice. So if it's Monday, so I kind of did it like Monday through Sunday. We did a principle each day. So we'll talk about umoja on Mondays. So we'll be like, oh guys, look at you, you're practicing umoja when they're doing things together, stuff like that. Yesterday we talked a lot about self-determination because that was the second day of Kwanzaa, which was Kujitagalia, self-determination. So my son was super determined to get something I told him that he couldn't get, but I couldn't be mad at him. Like, he was determined to get it, and I was proud of him. So just like we highlight those accomplishments, and when they're practicing those principles, we do that all throughout the year, every single day. I'm always saying, oh, look how creative you are, you're practicing Kumba, I'm saying those things all the time. We have books. So that's one thing that I wanted to say, that if you are going to practice Kwanzaa, I think the one thing that you could get that was beneficial to me and my family is a book. So we have a few books. This is the one that I found first. So Kwanzaa, it's a nice little book, and it's really in depth. So this is maybe for older children, but I have a 4-year-old, and he pays attention to this book. It's a lot of words though, but yeah, I would just say, if you do get a Kwanzaa book, whether you get it from the library, whether you buy it, please make sure it's by a Black author. Please make sure that we're supporting our own. You know, I've seen in my days a few Kwanzaa books that were by non-melanated people, and you could tell by the writing. You could tell, like, when you're just reading the words and or how they highlight gifts a lot. You know, we don't want to replace the consumerism that's surrounded by Christmas and put it into Kwanzaa. It's not it. That's not what we're going to do. So make sure that you support your own if you do get a book. But I highly recommend getting a children's book, reading it to your child throughout the year. You know, don't think that it's just something that you have to just practice during these 7 days. This is something you practice all year round. Go ahead on YouTube and find you some Kwanzaa songs. We play those throughout the year too. I'll link some down in my description box below of the ones that we like. But yeah, so Kwanzaa is a very please just go ahead and celebrate it. You're celebrating it now if you're practicing these principles, if you're, practicing unity within your family, or if you've been, spending in the community. You're keeping your dollars in your community. You're practicing Kwanzaa already. So those are some easy ways to start practicing Kwanzaa now. Thank you, family.